What's going on, you guys? It's your boy 3 Stacks in this thing. I'm so excited to showcase this deck to you guys. As you've noticed, I haven't done much with my Burning Abyss deck for a very long time. I haven't done anything with my Burning Abyss for I think 6 months. You haven't seen an update, duels, anything like that. Excuse me. Now, as you guys know, as I've told you, I work on all of my decks, even if you don't see me updating it. And I have been working on this deck for the 6 months that you haven't seen it up. You know, I've been working on it, tweaking it, trying to get it to where I want it to be at. So I finally reached that center point where I'm like, okay, this is where I want the deck to be. This is exactly what the idea that I had to begin with. And I think this deck is incredible in Link format, contrary to what everybody may believe. Burning Abyss is very powerful. Now, as you guys know, I love ritual monsters. And I wanted to do a ritual build for my Burning Abyss, so I had waited to get the right cards for it. And I'm very proud and excited and happy to showcase you guys my Burning Abyss, or we can call this Ritual PK Fire. I'm going to find a better name and title for it, but it is amazing. Malacoda is such a powerful boss monster. I really love this guy a lot. He is amazing. So we're going to hop right into this deck profile. Now, to start things off, we're playing 2 copies of Malacoda, the Netherlord of the Burning Abyss. Now, this guy, he is something that you definitely want to test your ratios out with. I tested my ratios out, and I found that 2 worked perfectly in this deck. Playing it at 3 would, you know, increase your chances of drawing into him, but the thing was that you don't want to draw into multiples, and you don't want to have really weird and awkward bricky hands. So I felt that 2 works out a lot better in the long run. And the really cool thing about pre-preparation of rites, which I play in this deck, is if you add the ritual spell, as long as the ritual spell's in your main deck, you can actually add the ritual monster from your graveyard to your hand. So, for example, if you summoned him, or you summoned one and the other one got milled, and now you have both in graveyard, you can pre-preparation of rites, add your good and evil with Burning Abyss from your deck to your hand, and then add one of your Malacodas from your graveyard to your hand. And of course, once he's successfully ritual summoned, your Sir, the Mal branch of the Burning Abyss, can actually special summon any Burning Abyss monster from your graveyard, including him. Now, this guy puts a lot of pressure on the field, in addition to his actual quick effect, which is a spell speed 2, allowing you to basically make any big monster a baby so he can attack over it, simultaneously triggering a Burning Abyss effect. That's what also makes him really awesome. He basically activates Burning Abyss monster effects on your opponent's turn. For example, if you have farfa in your hand, you can activate his effect, ditch farfa, make something a baby, and banish a secondary monster. So he works very well for this deck, being an engine in itself. He also has an effect where if he's sent from the field to the graveyard, you can actually target a card on the field and send that card to the graveyard. Now, he does target, which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it doesn't destroy. It sends the card directly to the graveyard, which will get rid of any effect that says if this card is destroyed, or when this card is destroyed, or whatever. He's really powerful for that. He gives you that option for removal that the deck never really had previously, because, you know, I didn't run Malacoda in my deck. And I also love this guy, obviously, because he's a ritual monster. I freaking love rituals, dude. You have no idea. I love rituals. I don't know who loves them more than me, but I just freaking love them so much. Like, when I say that I cried when pre-prep came out, bro, I cried. Like, ask my homies, I cried. I was like, Konami cares about me. Moving forward to the monster lineup. Continue with the monster lineup, actually. Obviously, we're playing 3 copies of Skarm. I'm sorry, you guys, I'm clearing my throat a lot, but as old as Burning Abyss monsters are, I'm really not going to explain them. I might explain the reasons why I play the certain ratios I play. I feel that Farfa and Skarm are like the only Burning Abyss monsters that you can get away with playing at 3 because they're that good. They really are. They're like that freaking broken. I love Skarm, obviously, because you most of the time just accidentally get that in-phase search, which is really nice. And 2 copies of Drahig. Now, Drahig is an amazing Burning Abyss monster. He is amazing. Most Burning Abyss players don't actually play this guy, and I don't understand why. This guy literally stacks up 3 different Burning Abyss cards. If I'm not mistaken, not Burning Abyss cards. He'll literally, yeah, you just choose one Burning Abyss card. My bad. I have it mistaken. I'm thinking of a different card. But he lets you choose one Burning Abyss card and put it on top of your deck. Now, you can set that up. That sets you up for Dante Mills, or it sets you up for draws for your next turn. And you can actually utilize Malacoda on your opponent's turn to ditch Drahi, and then put, for example, a Sir, the Malbranch of the Burning Abyss, on top of your deck using Drahi. So next turn, you'll draw into Sir. So there's just certain ways that you can abuse this card that I find very, very amazing and strategic at the same time. He just definitely does provide you with alternative strategies for winning. And at the same time, he's a Burning Abyss name, which is really, really nice. I wanted to play, you know, as many Burning Abyss monsters as possible. 2 copies of Livik. Livik is actually the MVP of the Burning Abyss monster lineup because he enables me to produce my field presence without worrying about not controlling a Burning Abyss monster. There is one card that I'm playing in the extra deck that I rarely make, but when I do make it, which is Decode Talker, I still want to be able to bring out a Burning Abyss monster and, you know, normal summon, for example, a Phantom Knight and go into my Dante anyways, which is amazing. And once you make your Dante, you can utilize your actual Phantom Knight's graveyard effects to make a secondary Dante, which is pretty simple. And you have Decode Talker, double Dante, which is, I should have mentioned it in the beginning of the title, but I think I did. It is PK Fire also. The Phantom Knights help you out a lot with that once you make your Decode Talker, enabling you to make double Dante or 1 Dante and 1 Breaksword, which is pretty amazing. And what you want to use the Livik for is to bring out a Burning Abyss monster from your hand. And then from the graveyard, you're going to be bringing out, you know, for example, an Ancient Cloak off of your Fog Blade and reveal and special summon Phantom Knight's boots. Stuff like that. It's really, really cool. I love how the deck works. And even though we're in Link format, for some reason, this deck just won't die. Burning Abyss, like, people know this, they never, ever die. It's just a deck that's always going to be meta. No matter how you look at it, it's always going to be a good deck. It's never going to be bad. 2 copies of Alec. Now, this is a card I find to be very, very potent in tandem with my Beatrice plays. Now, I wanted to get a lot more value out of my Beatrice, so I chose to play Alec at 2 for that reason. Because for the most part, when I use Beatrice to disrupt my opponent, I find that there's no there's no better Burning Abyss monster to disrupt my opponent than Alec. Even if you use Beatrice to send Farfa, if you banish the monster, it'll still get its effect off, and sometimes that's not going to be good for you. You don't want your opponent to activate monster effects, so you use Beatrice's effect to ditch your Alec and negate any monster you see that could be a threat to you. I apologize, you guys. My throat's a little rough. But 1 copy of Sir, 1 copy of Graph. I don't know why I'm saying 1 copy. They're at 1, but they are that powerful. There's a reason why Konami put these cards to 1. Calcap. This guy is very interesting because this deck actually plays around back row well. It's able to grind you out of all your traps and still make its field presence. But I like Calcap a lot because sometimes sniping that face down, that back row where you know it could be a serious threat can help you out a lot. So Calcap is a great card to play in your Burning Abyss monster lineup. Continuing with the Burning Abyss, I told you I run a lot. 1 Barbar for game. When you accidentally mill him from your Dante, sometimes you can just win. It just depends how far you are in your game state. But Barbar is an amazing card. Another thing that makes this guy great is he actually has 1700 attack. And he has one of the best stat ratios of the Burning Abyss monster lineup. Skarm has a big booty, Farfa has a big booty, you know, Sir has 16, but all your other Burning Abyss monsters aren't that big. Barbar is actually the biggest one, which is something, you know, you should keep in mind because it is important and it will come up. 1 copy of Rubik. I find that a lot of Burning Abyss players, well, most of the stuff that I play in my Burning Abyss lineup, most Burning Abyss players either don't play it or play it at a smaller ratio. But I find that Burning Abyss is best, you know, if you're playing BA, you should play the maximum Burning Abyss monsters you can play. And I find that Rubik is great, not only having the 21 booty, which my mistake, he has the biggest booty and not Skarm, but because he's the tuner of your deck, he enables you to synchro summon into your Virgil if you don't get it off of Beatrice. And there's one more tech synchro that I'm playing, and we'll get to that when we hit the extra deck. But that'll sum up the Burning Abyss monster lineup, which is very, very hefty, including the Malacodas, but I just find that it's so important to play the maximum amount of Burning Abysses because you want to get the most value out of your Dante mills. And at the same time, when you open up with a bunch of BAs in hand, it's not bad at all, dude. It's really not. It's actually clutch. Moving forward with the monsters, let's put Malacoda right here. I really love Malacoda a lot. This guy is such an underrated card. I've never really seen a viable Burning Abyss deck that played him. In fact, I don't think he ever became popular, in my opinion, and based off of what I've seen and the research I've done, so we can call this half facts and half opinion, I have not seen, you know, Burning Abyss topping with him, and I haven't seen good PK Fire players running this card. They just naturally played, you know, PK Fire, because they felt that rituals were inconsistent, and that's what I hear from a lot of people. A lot of people that I know tell me rituals are inconsistent, they can never be meta. Cyber Angel's the closest thing, and I always tell them, nah, man, I mean, look at my Herald deck, you know, look at my Prediction Princess deck, look at my Gishki deck, look at my Necros deck, look at my Relinquish deck. I have a deck based on Relinquish, and now look at this deck. I'll also have plans in the future to make a Red Eyes Ritual deck. Stay tuned for that, because I'm going to build Red Eyes, but I'm going to make it focused on the Ritual monsters. I'm also planning on building a Blue Eyes Chaos Max deck. I'm trying to basically, you know, up my count of Ritual decks. I'm trying to pick up as many Ritual decks as possible, because those are my favorites, and I just want to collect every single possible good Ritual monster and make a deck. I actually want to make a deck focused on Shinito, the King of the Higher Plane. He's a 3300 beater. He's a fairy, which I love about him. He's a light fairy, and, you know, those are like my favorite monsters, and I want to make a deck that makes him viable. He's a very, very old fairy. An old ritual. He's from the 2nd generation of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. But anyways, we're rambling. Moving forward with the monster lineup, we played 3 of those boots. We're putting our clothes on right now, so we're going to go ahead and go 3 boots and 2 of the t-shirts and also 2 gloves. Now, I find that this Phantom Knight lineup is actually perfect. 1 Ragged Gloves does not always work out for me because there are certain combos that he has to be included with. And also having the additional Phantom Knight name does not hurt you. Now, I do play a rank up spell, the Phantom Knight's quick play rank up spell in this deck. And I utilize him to overextend my combos. Like, if I miss my opportunity to rank up or I just choose not to, I can always use him and send their rank up spell card from my deck to the graveyard and special summon special summon Breaksword from the graveyard off of Fogblade after you use Breaksword's effect to destroy a card. Use the quick play, attach a Phantom Knight to Breaksword, and pop 2 cards with 1 Breaksword and still sit on the rank 4 Dark Monster that you got off of Breaksword's effect. And the only way to do that is really with your Ragged Gloves. That's why I feel he's very, very important at 2. That'll sum up the chunky monster lineup. Another cool thing about this deck, which, you know, doesn't matter to other people, but matters to me, is that it's all holos. There's no commons in this deck, and I am a rarity hoe. If you guys did not know by now, I am definitely a rarity hoe. I could not necessarily go max rarity, but I basically got, you know, close enough. Like, not the highest rarity for every card, but I basically got everything shiny, which was what I wanted. Moving forward with the spells, now this, dude, this right here, this is amazing. I just love the fact that I can play pre-prep in my Burning Abyss deck. I mean, really, it is a PK Fire deck, but for the most part, it's Burning Abyss in its purest form. And the Phantom Knights assist you in a lot of ways, like more ways than 2, more ways than 3. Phantom Knights just increase your ceiling, definitely. And, you know, it also gives you pluses. But anyways, I just love that I can play these cards in my deck, enabling me to get the free pluses that I need to go into Malacoda. And they just help you out so much in your game state because they allow you to deck in for your Malacoda, because I absolutely hate when I mill him off of Dante. I need to search him first because I want to ritual summon this card. That is why I'm playing the 4 preps. Most people say 3 stacks. That's overkill. No, it's not, bro. Not for me. I need to get my Malacoda. I need it. I need it. I have to see Malacoda. I need to. Every single duel, I want to see this card. I don't want to accidentally mill both of mine. I want to search them out first and not have to worry about that. The only card that, you know, basically relates to Malacoda that I don't care if I mill is actually his Ritual Spell, because that card gets value from the graveyard. But anyways, the 4 preps, 3 Allure Darkness, 2 Ultras, 1 Super. Yeah, it makes my balls hurt, but it's okay. 3 Allure, you can play it comfortably because every single monster in your main deck is dark. And if you guys are gonna ask me the question, where's your tour guide of the underworld? I cannot find my tour guide. And so I didn't want to do a proxy for her, but understand, I know that Tour Guard is a great card, and she should be ran in the deck. I'm not telling you don't run her. What I am literally telling you guys is I don't have a tour guide to put into this deck. I can't find her, and she is that important, and Tour Guide helps you out a lot. Especially in combination with Libic. When you can Libic a Burning Abyss, then Tour Guide bring out another one that enables you to, you know, keep those monsters on the field when you're under Decode Talker. But yeah, if you guys are gonna leave a hate comment, it's okay, go ahead. I really don't care. But you can say, oh dude, you're stupid, you're not playing tour guide. I already explained why I'm not playing it. I can't find my tour guide. I don't know where she is. So what I'm gonna end up doing probably is just buy another tour guide and put her to the deck. So that is the one card that I'm missing in the main deck. In tandem with the 3 Allures, we play 3 copies of Good and Evil in the Burning Abyss. Now, I love the artwork of this deck, and more specifically, this spell in general. I love its artwork. I mean, I love the artwork of Pre-Prep. If you notice, that's the Ritual Raven, I think, and they're just, you know, stuffing her face because they're getting ready to sacrifice. It makes sense, pre-preparation. And then, of course, the artwork of Prep is amazing. These same hooded figures are the same guys in the background of Prep. I do love the artwork of these spells. And Good and Evil more specifically, because I believe that right there is Malacoda, and that is Dante, and it's Good and Evil. I love it a lot. This is an amazing ritual spell. It's specifically for Malacoda. That's why you're able to run pre-preparation of rites, obviously. And it has an additional effect. In addition to tributing monsters whose levels equal or exceed 6, which is amazing for me, you can also banish it from the graveyard the next turn, not the same turn it was sent, and discard 1 Burning Abyss monster, and you can add any Burning Abyss card from your deck to your hand. It is like a searcher in itself, so it increases your consistency. You have searches for the preps, you have draw power for the allures, you have searches for Good and Evil. This is actually like the Rhoda of the deck, aside from, you know, Scarm. And then we also play 2 copies of Mass Change II. This is a spell that you do not have to play at all. It does not pertain to the playstyle, and it really doesn't make the deck it doesn't make the deck less playable, if I'm making sense. It's not like, oh, if I don't have Mass Change II, I can't build this deck. It's not really like that. It just increases your ceiling immensely. Having access to Dark Law is very, very powerful, and it makes it a lot more difficult for True Dracos to resolve their combos. It makes it difficult for Lightsworns. In fact, Dark Law is a thorn in everyone's side because he has an additional effect. Of course, he's already Macrocosmos, which is a one-sided Macrocosmos, which isn't fair, but he also banishes a card from your opponent's hand whenever your opponent adds from deck to hand. Whether it's drawing or searching, it doesn't matter. Dark Law is going to take something from your hand. So I feel that Dark Law is powerful against every deck. Even dinosaurs, they never get the baby's effects off. It's just crazy. I really love it. And True Dracos have a very, very, very hard time dealing with the Dark Law. It's very, very powerful. I love Dark Law so much, and I feel that that's why it's so important for me personally to play 2 copies of Mass Change II and not 1, because you will have those problems where you mill 1 and you still need access to another one, which is why I play that too. And to sum up the spells, 1 Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Launch. This is enabling you to summon your Evil Swarm Ophion, and this is the bane of Dinosaur's existence. Dinos can't True King, they can't bring out Ultimate Conductor. Lightsworns will have a difficulty with this, though, you know, if they're trying to make their Cypher and Little Megas. And there are certain decks that Ophion just cripples. I'm not saying that he's crazy good this meta, but I am saying that having access to this card increases your ceiling and your capability to end games a lot quicker, and also to win games that you shouldn't have won because of Ophion. There's certain decks that just can't beat Ophion, and it's true. Ophion has always been that kind of card. No matter what meta we're in, he's always going to be powerful. And that is very, very true. I mean, you just can't take that card lightly. I'm not saying he's invincible. There are plenty of ways to out Ophion. He's really not all that, but he really is all that in a certain matchup. So yeah, that is the reason why we're playing the Phantom Knight's Rank Up spell, in addition to the combo I told you about where you can break sword 2 cards, which is pretty amazing. That will sum up the spell count. And I do hope you guys are keeping in mind all the information that I'm giving you. I'm providing some good information, quality information for those of you guys who feel that Burning Abyss need to have a chance this meta, and I feel for you. You can definitely use my deck as a guide and just go from here and add your own spicy text, test it out, and incorporate your own, you know, main deck outs. For example, if you're in your locals is True Draco heavy, you might want to main deck Kaijus, for example, for the Masterpiece. I'm just throwing that out there. Some good tips for you guys, but just keep in mind that all of this information is for you. So please, you know, pay attention, keep it for yourself, utilize it to the best of your abilities because it will make you a better duelist. 3 copies of Fogblade and 2 Fire Lake of the Burning Abyss. This trap has won me more games than I can count. This is a very, very powerful trap card. You can get away with playing it at 3 because I play a huge, hefty lineup of BAs. And if you can't link summon, you'll open up with Dante and you'll sit on 2 other Burning Abyss monsters. You can send Dante and 1 of those 2 BAs to the graveyard and blow up 3 cards on the field and get the effect of Dante and the effect of the Burning Abyss monster. So you actually don't lose anything. This basically is a free destroy 3 cards that does not target. I'm sorry, it does target. It does target. Don't say that I said that. I'm sorry, I take that back. It does target. It does target. And it says it in the card right here. It targets. But it does clear 3 cards, which is freaking insane, dude. It is amazing. I do love this trap a lot. And Dante can keep this in rotation because he can loop any Burning Abyss card. And this is indeed a Burning Abyss card. And I felt that the Fog Blades were great. They're powerful. You can actually activate Fog Blade in the battle phase when you're playing against dinos and make it so Conductor Tyranno cannot declare an attack and his effect is negated. So he can't book a moon you on your opponent on your turn now. But I felt that the Fog Blade just wasn't enough protection. I still wanted to have protection in the form of Fire Lake. And I felt like I'm always like opening up with so many Burning Abyss in hands, and naturally I'll make Dante, and since we're in link format, I can't make double Dante, so I'll make 1 Dante and leave the other BA sitting next to him just so there'll be floaters. And this allows you to maximize on the value of those cards. So just the 5 traps, and it is a 44 card main deck. 44. I feel that it could be a 40 card deck, but everything that I run in this deck, I really feel it's necessary. And also, it's a milling based deck, so I didn't want to, you know, play the chances of decking out. So having 4 extra cards helps you out with that. Moving forward to the extra deck, we are playing 3 Dantes. This guy is the swag king. Like, I don't understand why he's still at 3, but he's powerful, and I'm so glad the Konami did not hurt him. He's so powerful. He's such a great ring 3, and you can't disrespect him by picking up his mega attack. You can't disrespect him by putting up the gold rare. You have to get the Duelist Alliance Dantes because that's the OG Dante. That's when we first met Dante, when he was a $70 card, and everybody and their mama wanted to play Burning Abyss. I remember that. It was right when Shadows and everything that came out in Duelist Alliance, everybody was hyping it up. And I remember Dante. I remember trying to get him for the longest. And he's just such a great card. I love Dante so much. I can't stress it enough. Dante is powerful. His actual best effect is when he's sent to the graveyard to add any BA card from your graveyard to your hand. And, you know, the Dante loop works on itself. And to sum up the rank 3s, we're playing 2 copies of the Breaksword. Now, there's a couple rank 3s that I could play, and there's 1 rank 3 that I actually do want to play, which is Levier the Sea Dragon, but I'm actually lending out that rank 3 to my teammate Cool Cuz for his Magnet Warriors. So there are a couple cards in the extra deck that aren't here but should be here, and I let you guys know it's Levier the Sea Dragon. The other one is actually the Grand Pulse Mecha Phantom rank 3, the water one, and I just felt that I wanted to have that because most of the time I want to use Breaksword for monsters. And I also like that the Grand Pulse, if you sit on it, you get to pop 2 back rows. Whereas if you use Breaksword to clear a back row, you're only going to clear 1. But Breaksword does help you to play through established boards very, very well. He does. He's just that powerful. He's a great rank 3. But I didn't feel like playing him at 3. It just was overkill to me. It just never really comes up enough. It comes up, but just not enough. On 1 Ophion, 1 Nightmare, these are so powerful in the specific designated matchups where they just dominate the freaking field. It's crazy. 1 Dark Rebellion Dragon, you break sword, clear your opponent's card, make Rebellion. There is the other card that I need to mention is Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon. He is a rank 5 Dark Dragon. I don't have him. I used to have him for my Burning Abysses, and I actually sold him with a bunch of other cards because I needed some money. So Dark Requiem's not here. So those are all the cards that I'm missing. My Levier the Sea Dragon, Dark Requiem, Grand Pulse, and Tour Guide of the Underworld. So the deck is pseudo incomplete, but those cards aren't really like, you know, super mandatory to where, oh my gosh, I can't play my deck. My deck is actually perfect the way it is. I just want those cards. The Tour Guide of the Underworld, hands down, is the only necessary staple. Everything else will just be icing on the cake. But I definitely need to get a Dark Requiem XYZ Dragon because that rank 5 is freaking broken. He helps me out a lot too because we're in Link format and he special summons any XYZ monster from your graveyard, which will go to your main monster zone, which helps you out a lot. Bringing back Dante, sit on them. Oh, it's really, really good. I need that rank 5, but he's not here, so I actually replaced him for the time being with Key Beetle. So you can go Master Key Beetle in Malacoda. Where's Malacoda at? You break sword your opponent's card away, overlay the 2 Phantom Knights off a break sword, making it into a Master Key Beetle. Master Key Beetle target your Malacoda just to protect him. And it's a nice little lockdown. It's a nice board for you to have. And also, obviously Beatrice, this is my baby right here. Dante literally went through hell and back just to get this chick, and Konami put her at 1. That is gay. Konami, you ain't right for that. But she is so broken. Beatrice is at 1 for a reason. Danklaw himself. Dante, Big Dante. I really like him. He's really, really cool. He has great interactions, and drawing and triggering Burning Abyss effects is amazing. I like him a lot. And also Virgil. I love Virgil. I freaking love Virgil so much. I wish I could go Dante Virgil so badly, but it's really, really hard to do in League format, but it's not impossible. And for fillers, since we don't have Dark Requiem and, you know, Grand Pulse and Levier, I'm kind of filling it out with other cards. I'm playing Brionic for right now because you can synchro summon with Rubik and another Burning Abyss monster. Make Brionic, discard any number of Burning Abyss monsters, bounce your opponent's field, and get off all those effects as spell speed 1 effects, allowing you to set up their chain links accordingly. And 1 Decode Talker to sum up the extra deck. He's just a card that you rarely make, but when you're going for those certain pushes and you have the resources to do so, you can Decode Talker and go either double Dante, or you can go Break Sword, or you can actually go Dante Virgil, which is something I really, really love to do, because I love, like, the best field that this deck can make, in my opinion, aside from, you know, Ophion and other things, is actually Dante, Malacoda, and Virgil, which I find to be very amazing, and the artwork on the cards is just insane. But thank you guys so much for watching this deck profile. Go ahead and leave your honest opinion and feedback on what you think of this deck and how powerful it will be in this format. You guys will see me playing this deck. It makes me want to play this deck more now that I'm playing Rituals in it, so it actually will jump up to be probably one of my top 5 or top 10 favorite decks, simply because now I'm playing Rituals in it. I'm not saying PK Fire was bad. I've always loved the deck, but I just kind of felt that it wasn't strong enough, and that's why I changed the main deck how I did and make those modifications so that the deck would have higher ceiling, better playability, and a lot more alternative methods to play. So thank you guys so much again. I love y'all. Be safe. Make good choices. Don't hurt your brain cells. And please show some love to the team. We have incorporated a couple more things to increase the quality of our content. We got some surprises for you. One of the surprises, I can go ahead and get that out the way. We've actually inaugurated a new member of the team. His name is DeMarcus Dilliard. We're going to go ahead and let you meet him, and we're going to let you meet Sebastian Aguilar as soon as possible once we get the chance to do so. And you guys will be seeing us at San Antonio, the YCS, next Saturday if you're in Houston. If you're in Texas area, sorry. I love y'all. Have a wonderful day.